I guess we're starting with a prayer.
Yeah. Oh, it's 2018 now.
Alright, okay, so I guess let's put our hands together. I have no idea what I'm going to be saying, but let's put our hands together. That guy right there. Johnny! Your hands aren't together.
Oh my.
You said you were okay with the cold! Alright, so, dear Lord, thank you for this new year, that we survived another year, that hopefully we can, reform ourselves, that our new year resolutions will actually come true, and not just be something we say. And I hope that, Steven understands that he can't flame someone if you're late, so you can't flame me, Steven Chen. And, Lord, I hope that you'll give me the words so that I can teach these young men properly. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. You can't flame me, kid.
I mean, we never start on time, so it doesn't matter.
True story.
What the?
I was like, what?
5 minutes late?
8, 10 minutes. Alright, boys, let's take out our Bibles. I'm gonna give you a little bit of, what we did last time. Okay. So last time, Steven was so kind and he told us about, the background of stuff. So we looked at Acts. On Acts 21, we saw that Paul was warned by a prophet that if he went to Jerusalem, the Jewish leaders would bound him and, make it so that he becomes a prisoner. But Paul's like, I don't care, and he still went. So now, we're here to Philippi.
He says we gotta have that paperwork on the premises.
Yeah. So Philippi, in Philippi 1, 12 to 14. So let me open it to that page first. Yeah, okay. Is everybody opened?
Everybody opens?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys open?
I think everyone's opens.
Alright.
I opened up myself.
Okay. Good night.
Come on, man. You guys read this already, right? You guys didn't read this yet?
I didn't.
I'll read the. Do you guys want me to read the parts that I'm gonna say, or just explain it? No to what?
You don't have to. Just go with the teaching.
Alright. So, in Philippi 1, 12 to 14, the reason that the Jewish leaders want to imprison Paul is so that he can stop preaching. But because he has been imprisoned, he's been able to spread the gospel more. Because if we remember back again, what Stephen said, the Roman guards were usually chained to Paul in an 8-hour shift, and they were usually changed frequently. So what happened was they probably cycled through the entire Roman guard, and 8 hours with Paul, they get converted. So that was pretty good, because now they got some Roman Christians. And because before, when Paul was warned to not go because he would be harmed by the Jewish leaders, he still went anyway. He was fearless, and because he believed in the Lord, so he was able to advance. He was able to make the other believers more confident, because they saw that if Paul could do this, then we could probably do this too. So they were boldened by Paul's faith in Christ, and so they were able to speak confidently without fear. And then in Philippi 1, 15 to 18, Paul is happy. Paul is happy no matter why the gospel is taught. So if you hated Paul and you wanted him to get arrested or have more bad things done to him, so you teach the gospel, the true gospel, then he's fine with it. Or if you do it out of goodwill and to actually advance the gospel because you love God, that's fine too. But this should not be confused with what happened in Galatians, because in Galatians, do you guys remember when Paul condemned people for preaching the false gospel, and that if you preach the false gospel, you're worse, you're worse off in hell or something? So, because there's no evidence that these preachers in Philippi are distorting the Bible, they're just preaching for bad reasons. So it's clear that it's better to preach the truth with bad reasons than preach with good reasons. Preach the lie with good reasons. In Philippi 1:19, here Paul talks about how he will be freed from prison, and not how he will die, because he says the deliverance. deliverance is like deliverance from jail, not deliverance from life. So because the Philippi church has prayed for Paul to be safe and not die, so it makes no sense if he dies, you know. And then again, he shows that he has faith in the Lord by believing that the Lord will, you know, bring him through this hard time. Then in Philippians 1:20, Paul expresses hope and expectation that he will not be put to shame. In Greek, to put to shame can be translated to be disappointed. So Paul expects and hopes that he will continue to share the gospel, whether in life or death, and that he will serve, and that when he serves, he receives no honor and he gives it to Christ instead. In Philippi 1:21, he talks about how to live is Christ and to die is gain. So that means that if he lives, he will gladly continue to spread the gospel, but if he dies, he's happy too because, you know, he can be closer with God. So no matter what happens, he's fine with both. And then in Philippians 22-26, here he contemplates what choice he should do, whether he should die, you know, to be closer with God, or to stay and strengthen the churches. He chooses to strengthen the churches because he believes that they need it, that you know, they're not as strong right now. So since he believes that they need it, he believes that he will be freed in order to continue serving for Christ and that his time is not up yet. And that was all. It's pretty fast, right? Hope you guys understood. Did you guys understand?
It took less than 10 minutes.
There's